You okay?
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, I didn't know what to expect. All they told me was you'd had a dizzy spell and you were in the hospital.
Yeah, well, that's all it was, you know. I mean, they just asked me to come back here and have a rest, that's all.
What's causing it, though?
Well, how should I know? I just felt dizzy.
Have you taken your pills today?
I forgot.
Oh, well, no bloody wonder you got dizzy.
Listen, I've been through all this with Mrs. Jackson. She says there's nothing to worry about. It's all right.
Yeah. Here. Come on, take it.
Look, you know you're worse than a mother. I wish you'd go away and leave me alone and get some rest.
Okay. What's wrong?
Oh, I've been leaning on my arm. I feel pins and needles, you know. Come on now, I think I should get some rest.
Lizzie!
What?
I haven't finished what I was saying.
Don't you think you said enough in the magistrate's court? I told you not to bother about me, but what do? Stick your bib in and now look.
I did it for your own good.
For my good? God, you might as well have stuck a knife in my back.
Oh, don't talk nonsense.
Lizzie, Mrs. Davidson.
Bloody hell.
She got off.
Well, not exactly. She was fined $10.
$10? What's the magistrate? A relative?
No. I explained the situation, and he let her off with a light fine.
And she paid it?
No, I paid it. I also paid the first fine.
Wasting your money, I'd say.
Do you know where she's going?
Well, to the pub. Where else?
Would you fetch her for me?
No way. Getting her out of there in the mood she's in would be a bit like pulling a tooth from a tiger, liable to get your hand bitten off. Anyway, I'm on my way to work. Don't worry about her, Mrs. Davidson. She'll just get drunk, come staggering back here and sleep it off.
Hello. Are you waiting to see me?
Unfortunately, no. I'm Kemp Pierce. I have an appointment with Mr. Reed.
Oh, how do you do? Erica Davidson, Governor of Wentworth.
Delighted to meet you, Mr. Davidson.
Mr. Reed speaks very highly of you and your drama group, Mr. Pierce. He tells me you are the cornerstone of the whole enterprise.
Well, cornerstone could be slightly misleading.
Well, actually, he said you were the producer, director, business manager, and general dog's body.
That could be a more accurate description.
Excuse me, Mr. Pierce. Mr. Reed will see you now.
Thank you.
I'm going that way. Have you signed in?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'll show you to his rooms.
Come in. Ken, good to see you.
How are you, Paul?
Sorry I had to keep you waiting.
Oh, don't apologize. You gave me a chance to get to know your governor.
Good. Well, let's all sit down, make ourselves comfortable. You will stay for a while, won't you?
Yes, of course.
Good, good. Oh, by the way, how did Lizzie Birdsworth get on?
Well, she was let off with a $10 fine, but I'm afraid she'll be back. When I last saw her, she was heading for the hotel. I'll tell you about it later. Oh, please excuse this shop talk, Mr. Pierce. Now then, Mr. Reed, I want to hear all about this drama group.
Oh, well, Ken, that's your territory. You're the expert.
Oh, that's a promotion from Dog's Body.
What's that?
Oh, nothing. It's just a private joke between Mr. Pierce and myself.
Oh, already. I see. Well, 20 years in jail hasn't affected your way with the ladies, has it?
You served a full 20 years in prison?
And then some. I was originally sentenced for 5 years for robbery with violence. I busted out after 3 years and stayed loose long enough to have a crack at armed hold-up. Well, that was one big foul-up, I can tell you. I was recaptured 2 days later, and the judge gave me 20 years. He said I was a hopeless, irretrievable, and hardened criminal.
Did he set a non-parole period?
7 years.
And you still serve the full 20?
I'm afraid so, yeah. Well, I blew any chances I might have had by conducting my own private war with the authorities. Before I knew it, 10 years had gone past.
Sounds very much like a woman we have here at Wentworth.
Oh, yes, B. Smith. You'll no doubt meet her while you're here.
Oh, someone should tell her there's no future in fighting the system.
I agree. But please go on with your story.
Oh, there's not much more to tell, really. I got my head down, tail up, and decided to put the remaining years behind bars to good use. It took a few years, but I suddenly woke up to the fact that, despite all those years behind bars, I still had a future.
How's it look?
What?
This. How's it look?
Oh, great.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. Fingers are sore from stitching, that's all.
You look a bit down.
Oh, geez, what do you expect being stuck in here still? So I suppose this thing reads organised. Ought to be good for a laugh. All them puffs mincing around.
Oh, they're not necessarily all puffs.
What, them actor blokes? You've got to be kidding. Where have you been hiding?
Oh, well, what's the difference? They're not going to let us near any of them anyway.
Yeah, can you imagine getting one of them alone in here for 5 minutes? Thanks, Darl. It was real nice. Nothing like the real thing.
Yeah, well, I think I'll watch television instead.
Morning, Sally.
Morning, Mr. Reed.
Oh, listen, if Michael Simpson phones again today, would you put him through to my office or Mrs. Davidson's office, please? Thank you.
Was there something else, Mr. Reed?
No, that's all, thanks.
All right, Sally, Paul.
Jim, can I see you for a moment?
What's up?
I had a phone call yesterday from Michael Simpson.
What did he want?
He wanted to talk to Carolyn. I told him that she was out on bail. He then demanded to know where she was living or the telephone number.
You didn't tell him?
Of course I didn't tell him. I told him that there was no phone under the house where she's living, and I couldn't give him the address without her consent.
Good. So what's the problem?
Well, he sounded very angry, started muttering veiled threats about people in high places, ways and means of finding these things out. So I thought I'd better warn you. He may find out where she's living. He may even come here. And if I'm any judge, I'd say that we're in for a whole lot of trouble from Mr. Michael Simpson.
Turn that noise off, Smith. Right, you can all stop work and listen to me for a moment. The laundry's to be shut down for the day at lunchtime.
Yay.
Mrs. Davidson wants you to stay behind in the dining room and get it scrubbed up for this play that's going on tonight.
It'll only get mucked up at tea time.
You'll be eating in your cells tonight, and I've been asked to check your efforts. So let me assure you that if there's one speck of dust in that dining room, you'll do it again and again until I'm satisfied it's clean. Oh, not you again.
Now, don't be like that. I'm a member of the general public, and it's my taxes that go towards paying your wages.
Well, is that so? Well, what do you want this time? Bed and breakfast, room with a view?
I've come to see Dor.
You can't.
Why not?
Because I say so.
Bitch. Don't you dare, Vera Bennett. You lay one finger on me and I'll have you up for assault. You just try it. I got witnesses and all. That made you back down, didn't it?
Oh, no, don't tell me.
It's okay, Fletch. I've only come to visit.
That's what she thinks. And it's Mr. Fletcher to you.
Who do you want to see?
Dor.
Anderson's already had one visitor this week. Birdsworth knows the rules.
Miss Bennett's right, Lizzie. Only one visit a week.